Hello everyone. Whenever you want to talk about the US political system, almost all are going to talk about the bipartisan, the rivalry of two mainstream parties, or the role of one of those parties in history. Maybe you heard the gerrymandering system, or well, even the current affairs in the Congress, that are Democrats and Republicans. If you're American, you may also heard about the Wings Party, and if you like a lot of history, you have heard about Teddy's Progressist Party. Actually, there are about 140 political parties active in the US now, and just two of them are major parties. All the others are minor parties who don't reach enough voters to go directly to the Congress, a governance, or any other executive position. So, before elections, they have to play a ballot to get a seat in an administrative county, a territory, or an state, because of the necessity of political minorities representation. There are a lot of parties. The Libertarian Party, the Green Party, the Pirate Party. However, today I'm gonna show you a special groups of parties in the political history of the US. So, let's start.
When your nation is an empire facing daily blowback, and the only thing your leaders can think to do is attack, bipartisan consensus that we need to spend $700 billion before the year's end on a military budget to make America great. You know you're living in a failed state.
Common thread comes from the westward expansion, from the east coast to the west coast. In 1874, the First International founded the Social Democratic Party of North America, which was the first Marxist political party of the US. 2 years later, the Workingmen's Party of Illinois, the Social Workingmen's Society of Cincinnati, and the Social Democratic Party of North America joined forces and created the Workingmen's Party of the United States in 1876. Following Leonism, an anarcho-communist perspective based on syndicalism and industrial unions, inspired by the Pullman's strike of 1894, Eugene Debs, supported by the American Railway Union of Chicago, and the Brotherhood of the Cooperative Commonwealth, the first socialist cooperative colony in the US, located in Washington, Oregon, founded together in 1997 the Social Democracy of America, exposing the idea of an international community with political action to turn all America to socialism. In 1901, the Social Democratic Party of America and the Social Liberal Party developed together the Socialist Party of America, which existed till 1972 when it split in the Social Democratic Party of America, the Young Socialist Party of America, and the Democratic Socialist Organization Committee, which later became the Democratic Socialist of America. All of those parties are active today, along with the Social Democratic Party of America and the Communist Party of the United States of America, encouraged by the successful October Revolution, being really close to the Comintern in Moscow, especially with Stalin and their really generous sources for the fight. After the Great War, there were two main ideas surrounding the Western countries: nationalism and fear to a new Bolshevik revolution. Under the administration of Woodrow Wilson, the Palmer-Raines Law was approved, which allowed the police to arrest anyone who was suspected to be a socialist, communist, or anarchist, whereby these parties passed to clandestinity. The Second Red Scare, better known as McCarthyism, promoted for the scandal of Soviet spies in the US, focused the attention in revealing these socialist and communist clandestine parties' networks. Between 1947 and 1956, according to Oxford, McCarthy's represent about 5 million citizens project, 12,000 workers' resignations, 10,000 civil servants endured investigated, and 2,700 layoffs. Most prominent socialist and communist figures, along with the activists of the civil rights movement and the Black Panthers Party were pursued by the FBI, the CIA, or even hunted by the Ku Klux Klan. In those cases, homies and Black Panthers worked together to resist the oppression of their government. In 1959, the Workers' World Party was born as a marxist-leninist party with the main purpose of eradicate any kind of laboral oppression or nationality discrimination inside the USA, currently advocating for human rights like LGBT rights or supporting movements like Black Lives Matter. They also are in favor of the Puerto Rican independence, although this organization is well known in the US because of managed really closer ties with extremist leftist organizations like Black Panthers Party or the Wither Underground. In 1964, the Social Equality Party was founded as the Trotskyist branch of the International Committee of Foreign Internationals, promoting capitalism, reformism, the workers' government, and a deep and revolutionary change of the economic system. Despite the social taboo and the governmental persecution, actually, those parties have been really active. Even they have run for presidential elections a lot of times. In case of the SLP since 1892 to 1976, 22 electoral campaigns, being their best results in history, 55,600 votes. The SOCIALISm ruled from presidential elections since 1924 to 1988, being the best results after the World War II, reaching 1,157,000 votes. I'm tired of that. Hey you! Play the anthem! What if I tell you that the SOCIALISm since 1984 has expressed their unconditional support to the Democrat candidate for every election? Other parties like the Workers' World Party and the Socialist Equality Party, in at least 4 elections, they haven't reached 30,000 votes. In a country with around 303 million people, that's like the 0.009%. Well, certainly that's a truly threat to the democracy and liberal institutions. Nevertheless, the most exceptional result for any Marxist party in the US was in 1924 for the Socialist Party of America, which in this year shared their candidate with the Progressive Party and got almost 5 million votes all across the country and won the state of Wisconsin with 13 electoral votes. One day they had to win presidential elections. Otherwise,
money comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah. We'll give it a hearty welcome then.